Ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between, welcome back to the Psychotherapist Podcast. It's your host, your boy, your best friend, even though you don't know it, Malcolm Clancy. And as always, I will be participating in this psychotherapy session. Yes, a real psychotherapy session with Dr. Bob, the man, the myth, the legend. For the first couple parts of this podcast, we discuss all kinds of different things, but we do focus a bit on my abstinence from marijuana and how it is destroying my life. And we also discuss my ongoing crusade as I battle prostitutes and communists on Tinder. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get this started. Alright, sounds good. We'll roll with it.
Okay, good. I just made my put my speaker down a little bit here, my microphone part anyway. So it's okay? Good to go?
Yep, I think we're good to go.
Okay. I was just thinking that we should give you another nickname like Malcolm Triple X or something like that, but I don't know.
Malcolm Toot Slayer?
Black Lives Matter may not like that.
Wait.
There already was a Malcolm X, but there never was a Malcolm 2X, and certainly not a Malcolm 3X.
I don't think most people who identify with BLM know shit about Malcolm X.
I'll bet they don't. Or Eldridge Cleaver.
I haven't heard.
Wrote Soul on Ice, which was mandatory reading when I was in college.
What's his?
Early literary heroes, from sort of the early days of the Black movement. And I'll bet a lot of people, BLM doesn't have a clue who those people are. And they certainly deserve some kind of spotlight. They were sort of ahead of their time, as many people were then, of any race. But they were very prodigious in terms of their theories. And, their radical notions especially came through. But a lot of what they said made sense. I would recommend reading, if y'all haven't read Eldridge Cleaver. Certainly Malcolm X is the Nation of Islam. I mean, you've got Louis Farrakhan, who's a tough guy to take, but as a follower, I was trying to think of a third guy from that era. I mean, Bobby Seals was famous but never wrote anything. He was the leader of the Black Panthers, part of the Chicago 7.
Yeah.
Who was given a separate trial. Was taken out of the mix right during the trial. They yanked him out, and the judge ordered a separate trial for him because he was acting up too much during the trial. Was there ever a movie about that? Do you know?
Maybe. I have no idea though.
Okay. You know about it though, right?
Not a whole lot.
Okay, it was just the disruption of the Democratic Party in Chicago in the 60s. The birth of Abby Hoffman, people like that. The radical people, the radical movement, so to speak. One of the guys later married Jane Fonda, became a legitimate senator, but most of them were hard radicals. It was the Weathermen and the Black Panthers and Abby Hoffman and his people. The trial was a circus, basically. And I can't remember the name of the judge. I think his name might have been Hoffman too, but it was really something at the time. It was quite a spectacle.
Yeah, I'll bet.
So, what's up?
Oh, not much. I'm out of my comfort zone right now because...
You're not in your comfort zone.
Correct.
Okay.
Because I like recording on the porch.
Yep.
Buchenwald forbade me from it.
Okay.
So I'm in the basement, and I am constantly hearing noises and sounds right overhead. So this part will
Oh,
probably be a disaster, but you know what? That's the listener's problem.
yeah. Well, you know what? You can filter it out. Let's do a little mental thing.
I'm not that great. Oh wait, sorry. What did you mean?
And filter it out. Filter it out in your mind. Just imagine that there's 10 inches of acoustic foam hanging from your ceiling, and none of the sounds above there, will disturb you at all.
I mean, maybe if I plugged my ears, that would be more effective, but then I wouldn't be able to hear you.
Right. Exactly. Why have you been forbade from using the porch?
Because Buchenwald has... Yeah, whatevs.
Yeah.
I'm also out of my comfort zone because Harry and Hermione are over.
Okay.
So there's just more balls in the air, I guess.
Good way to put it.
Yeah. Not that they're problematic. I welcome their company, but there's just more activity around the house right now.
Yeah, it's just more flies in the ointment, so to speak, huh?
Yeah.
Well, as we get talking, we'll move you out of your discomfort zone somewhat.
I'm also 100% sober, so that's...
Well, that was my next question. Actually, that was in the middle of your agenda, and I wanted to put that on the top.
Sure, let's do it.
How you doing with that?
It's been interesting as far as this time around. It feels like a different experience. I've had, breaks from the Mary Jane before where I kind of feel pretty much the same, and I will still feel kind of demotivated and just kind of go to bed early and still sit on my ass and play video games. That's happened sometimes.
Okay.
And this time around, I mean, it could just be that the dating apps. Oh, my fucking dog! I'm gonna kill him. I think the dating apps motivate me a little more because this time around, I don't waste time. I've just been pretty productive and trying to work extra hours and work more on the programming and such. So maybe that's in combination with the dating app because it forces me to be able to back up my shit more, even if I have less than dirt expectations.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's been going pretty well so far. I haven't really had any mental, physical, whatever, and I let my guy know, and he said, he'll support that.
Okay, well, that's good. He probably does the same thing from time to time.
I believe so. And he's also, my friend, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's totally abstinent,
Pardon?
Maybe he's totally abstinent.
I don't know. But, my plan ultimately is to... God. Hold on. I hate this house. I'm sorry, what was I just saying?
I said maybe he's abstinent. Maybe he doesn't smoke.
Yeah, I mean, he does definitely smoke, but maybe he takes a nice break every once in a while. I'm not planning to give it up forever, but it's a lot easier for me to not do it when I just don't have it, as opposed to having it and then trying to pretend like I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so I'm planning to... Pardon?
I was going to say, I think I've told you about a chiropractor friend of mine years ago. He had figured out, exactly when he would take breaks from weed, what times he needed to during the year and how it would benefit him. He did it all in a scientific way. But absolutely believed that you had to take a break, to clean your, well, he's a chiropractor, but he believed you had to clean up your mind and your body, a few times a year.
Yeah. And for me, it's more about body than mind. I actually feel mentally pretty much at the same capacity, but I'm less stimulated.
Okay.
You know, I a little less inclined to rant and rave, even though that's a lot of fun.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah, so I'm gonna take a couple weeks and then buy some and then alternate, hopefully between, you know, smoke for a week or two, take a week or two off, smoke for a week or two, take a week or two off, that kind of thing.
sounds like a plan.
Yeah,
Is your mother cognizant of what you're doing?
she is, and she supports it, and it's really nice to take away her, to disarm her main weapon for throwing me out.
Only weapon.
Yeah, kind of.
I don't think there's another one. Is there?
Not that I can think of.
No. Everything else comes up aces.
Yeah.
The one ticket item.
Yeah, but it is also really just good for my health. I want to give my lungs a break because it's just been brutal lately, and my sleep, I think, is better. I'm better about not eating before sleep and going to bed early and getting up early, which I've been doing every day this week.
You're going to bed earlier and getting up earlier.
Correct.
Okay.
And it's been kind of a bummer with the dating apps as far as like, you know, I wanted to do some more calls at the end of, you know, yesterday and the day before, but I'm between all the productivity and I'm planning to do extra hours for my work from now on, just a little bit each day. I'm not going to go super crazy, but you know, between that and just being wired to go to bed early and here comes the interruption, Joy.
Okay.
Between that and going to bed early, like I'll wake up with you know, a text or whatever at from, you know, I'll go to bed early, wake up and see a text from like after I went to bed saying like, hey, what's up or whatever. And yesterday I wanted to call, but I was just so zonked and tired because I was working hard that I just didn't feel like, even if I wanted to, I just didn't have the mental capacity to carry on a conversation.
I hear you. Is that kind of cool though, to wake up to a message?
Yeah, it's not bad. I have like, the thing is, I actually want to back off a little bit from the app stuff, because as far as Plenty of Fish, even if you minus all the fucking prostitutes and shit,
Right.
and I want to ask you something about that soon, but even if you minus all those fake accounts, I'm still more popular on there than fucking Bumble and Tinder combined. So I've actually got like too many messages and numbers right now to the point where I'm like, I can't keep track of all of them, you know?
Well, that's one thing I wanted to ask you about, how you keep track, basically.
Well, for one thing, I blocked the Snapchat whores.
Okay.
You know, I'm at the point where did you see that thing that I added to my bio?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I'm at that point where if any, before I would just ignore it, but I'm at the point where it's like this morning I woke up, some profile was like, oh, your profile is super interesting, how are you doing? And it wasn't the one I sent you yesterday, it was a different one who said that.
Okay.
And you know, I just say, well, thank you, how are you? And pretty quickly it goes to, you know, hit me up on Snapchat, are you down to fuck? I'm $80 an hour, all this shit. And I just,
Oh, okay.
I'm at the point where I'm just going, if I get that again, I'm just, like I did with this chick, I'm just gonna fuck with them a little bit before I block them. One, because it's fun, you know, and it's just, you know, like this chick was like, do you want to meet me for 80 an hour and, you know, fuck me or whatever? I'm like, yeah, no thanks, ... And then I
Right.
sent another message, ... unless you can prove you're STD free.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, I have my results. I'll give them to you when we meet." And then then I text back, "Well, if you have your results, why don't you send me a photo?" And she just responds back, "Oh, I actually don't have any."
There you go.
You know, so I'm gonna start telling these chicks that I'm a cop.
Yeah. That's wild. So when you say in those texts to me prostitutes, you mean actual prostitutes?
Oh yeah, and I think I have.
I thought you just meant girls, seemed a little loose, loose as a goose, and you kind of sensed that and didn't want to deal with them. These are actual prostitutes who
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Because what I think the scheme is for a lot of them is like, and it's not ubiquitous, but I think it's like, send me $25 on PayPal and then we can meet up and like whatever. And I'm just gonna guess the second I would send them the 25 on PayPal, they would disappear from the face of the earth.
Right, exactly.
So, but I do think I actually have a number for one legit masseuse who gives happy endings, but I'm not in any rush to find out if that's real or not.
Okay. What about other legitimate people who don't do any happy ending stuff or anything, or
civilians?
Civilians, regular people.
Yeah, as far as regular civilians, I like I said, I've just got a lot of numbers, and I'm trying to limit it right now and not spend too much more time on the apps and just see who I got, clear some out, and then start fishing again.
Good idea. Good idea.
Yeah, because
thin the herd.
Yeah.
Thin the herd a little bit.
Yeah, because I've got 2 girls I want to call this weekend. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I just, as far as like actual, extended conversations, I haven't really gotten there with that many people.
Have you had any?
I had a couple calls with 11 this week.
With 11?
Yeah, the alien girl.
Oh, okay. How did that go?
It went well. She's an interesting figure, and she's someone I can just like rant to and just say wild, ridiculous shit. Because, I remember my parents saying, "Oh, you're gonna scare so many people off with your conspiracies and your politics or whatever." And then I asked her, "How do you feel about COVID?" And she's like, "I think the Chinese planned it." And I'm like, you're my kind of woman.
There you go, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But,
so, other than her alien thing, what does the composite sketch look like? I mean, in terms of where she works, what she does for a living,
yeah,
who she is.
Yeah, hold on a second.